Hi, welcome back. I learned something new and I thought I should share with you. Imagine walking into a store and then everything you hear is buy this will be good with you, this will be bad with you, this will be this will be that. And then you walk into another store and the person goes like, welcome, sir. May I know how to help you, sir? Or what is it you're looking for? So you go like, I'm looking for an AC. I want to change the air conditioner in my parlor. And the person goes like, sir, may I know the size of your parlor? And which region do you live in? He gets to understand the temperature of the region you live in. He gets to understand exactly what your specific needs are. Which of these customers will you buy? Which of these businesses will you buy from as a customer? Definitely you buy from the second one. So today I want to share with you the idea of selling like a doctor. Selling like a doctor. Now, the idea of selling like a doctor means that you have to ask questions. You have to go with questions. You get to do the consultative kind of selling, the consultative kind of sales. You don't just tell someone, come and buy this from me, I'm selling this. Rather, you get to understand exactly what that person's problem is. Now, imagine if you walked into a hospital and the doctor looked at you and be like, with what I'm saying right now, you have HIV without diagnosis, without test, or without anything. Just looks at you and tells you you have diagnosis, you have a HIV. How will you feel like? If you ever walk out of that hospital, will you ever go back? Definitely, you sue the doctor. You feel bad about it. You won't like what the doctor is doing. But what if you walk into a hospital and the doctor looks at you, he notices some rashes on your face, and he gets to understand it. He gets to ask you questions like, are you allergic to anything? Have you lately been in contact with anything? What did you eat? Do you have peanut allergy? Do you have pollen allergies? Do you have this? And he understands you based on that question, based on the questions he has asked so far concerning what he has seen. Now, you get to open up. Maybe the doctor finds out, oh, I noticed that you changed where you used to sleep. You visited your grandma, so you had to sleep on that couch that has been there for a very long time and nobody cared to dust it because you didn't have enough time to maybe clean up the house before settling in very well. Now, the doctor will understand, okay, so because you did this, you must have picked up some allergens that have triggered this particular allergy. Or the doctor can go like, okay, so because of what you have, you must have eaten something that is making you to have this. Now, this is exactly the same model that we are going to introduce into sales. So next time when you get out there and want to sell to someone, don't just go like, buy this. Don't try to sell people the specifications. Just like the other day, I remember when my girlfriend visited and she was trying to tell me about her hair, and she was explaining the kind of hair, how expensive. I didn't even notice a thing. Trust me, I didn't notice the changes. I didn't notice that the hair was different from the other one. I honestly did not notice. Now, this is the same thing that happens with most people when you're trying to sell to them. You simply go about your technicalities. These guys don't want technicalities. They want to know how well this thing will serve them, how well you're going to solve their problems, and how well whatsoever you're promising them is going to deliver on the promise you've made. Now, this is it. Imagine you want to sell a piece of land to someone who just retired from the service and a retiree, and you try to talk about all the technical details. Oh, it's in latitude this, longitude this. No, that is not what that person needs at that moment. At that moment, that person needs to know that this location is not flood prone. This location is not going to give him problems. That person needs to understand that, oh, so you can go like, sir, I understand you are a retiree. And if you are a retiree, this region might not be good with you. You can't live close to an express road simply because it is easily accessible. You need a place. What if the person tells you, oh, I want to build a residential building? And then you listen to the person very well and he's talking about living very close to the express road. You can be like, no, sir, this won't work for you because you're a retiree. You need a place that is more calm, more relaxed. And that way, when you listen to this man, when you start dealing with your sales process as if you are a doctor, as if you are doing a consultation, not just going to pitch sales to this person. I know this is very common with Nigerians. We try to pitch sales, we try to tell people, and then just throw everything out at the customer. No, but by the time you go into details and explain to this man, okay, sir, because you're retired, I understand that there will be times you want to sleep in the afternoon. living closer to or getting this land closer to the express might not be the best fit for you. But sir, I have another option. It is not as big as the one closer to the express, but well, there is a smaller plot behind that you can acquire also to join with this one, and that will still give you a space for your gardening and all of that. The man will go like, oh wow, this is amazing. And this man also, because he is a satisfied customer, will go ahead and refer people to you because you did solve the problem. Okay, so in this situation, we are talking about consultative selling, selling to someone like a doctor. Okay, so whenever you're thinking of maybe meeting the next client, don't just go about don't just go about pitching whatever you're offering to this person. Listen to this person, ask consultative questions. A few days ago, a lady called me that she wanted to book my services for her event, and then she talked about a whole lot of stuff that she wanted. I simply listened, and I went like, ma'am, I understand you need this. You want us to come with those big cameras that are carried on the shoulder, but ma'am, that is old technology. That's an olden days technology. And well, if this is the kind of resolution you are looking at, you may not really achieve it with those big cameras. But there are newer technologies that can give you something more unique than what you've talked about. But let me show you something. And I broke down the thing into details. She ended up making the deposit for that job. What am I saying? Whenever you're trying to get a new customer, try the consultative approach. Ask questions, get to understand what the specific needs of this customer is or what the specific needs are. By that way, you do not only sell to that person, you will earn the trust of that person. And that person will start looking at you as an expert, as someone who understands exactly what you are doing in your field. And that is what you should be aiming at. So, if you're trying to gain something from someone, give something of value. Give that free consultation. Ask those questions. Ask those important questions that are going to bring out meaningful results. And when this person is satisfied, you will be able to serve this person satisfactorily. I mean, by this time, you must have understood the person. You must have understood this person's specific needs. So that is how to sell like a doctor. I feel so excited that I've gotten to learn about this process of selling. And then I thought I should share it with you. So if you're new in this channel, my name is Uko and I call myself the rich son of a classroom teacher. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, and invite a friend, tell a friend to tell another friend to subscribe to this channel. And I'll come again next week or some other time to share with you more contents that are going to educate you on how to grow your business. I call myself the small business doctor. And if you are lucky enough to be in this channel, if you don't subscribe now, if you don't hit the notification bell, you might not see me again. And until I see you in the next video, God bless you and bye-bye.